For more incredible action figures and collectibles, including the one seen in this review, check out Lindsay's Toy Room at www.lindsays.toyroom.com. Hello YouTube, and welcome to Turmoil in the Toybox. I'm your host, Aaron Hauser, and today we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars Black Series 2 set of figures from Hasbro. This set includes Greedo, Boba Fett, Leia in her slave outfit, and Han Solo. So for those of you that watched the review that I did on the Star Wars Black Series 1 set, you know that I was absolutely blown away by the attention to detail on the figures with this line. And this series doubles that. They did a great job with each of these guys. Boba Fett, this is the best Boba Fett 7-inch figure I've ever seen. Kotobukiya has some really nice statuesque sort of figures, but this, as far as like an action figure with full articulation goes, this figure just is amazing. The Han Solo looks incredible. The way that they added the extra glove accessories and stuff, and the detailing with like his holster and his blaster and everything. They did a great job adding articulation in just all the right places. So each of the articulation points with these figures, for instance, like Leia or Greedo, they did a great job of kind of hiding some of the different articulation points and meshing them nicely with their respective outfits. So I was very, very pleased to see that. The Greedo figure looks fantastic as well. That's kind of a throwaway character for some of these series. But they really gave him a lot of detailing and attention as well, which I thought was really cool, because you really haven't had that in any sort of Greedo figure before. Now, the Leia figure, they also did a great job with that. We'll get into that later. But for a character that shows that much skin, they actually did a really good job kind of integrating all those different articulation points for that figure. So it's very cool to see how they got that to all work together the way they did. But we'll go into that with each of the respective figure reviews, so let's get to it. Let's start off by taking a look at Greedo. This is definitely the most simple figure of the line. He doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories, comes with a small blaster, as you can see, and a nice hip holster there as well. But he does have a lot of nice detailing to him, like I said. He has a small orange vest, which is made out of sort of a rubbery plastic. The holster is separate. It's not sculpted on, which is nice. The paint application on this figure isn't half bad either. For a series made by Hasbro, I was expecting a bit more, I don't want to say sloppiness, but I was expecting more of a mass-produced sort of figure. But they actually did a really great job, you know, painting within the lines. NECA seems to have a problem with that these days, but I was really surprised for a Hasbro series. They did a great job with this figure. So he has articulation in the ankles, in the knees, double jointed, in the hips, rotates at the top of the hip, and then directly on the hip as well. And then he has articulation in his torso, in his wrists, elbows, shoulders, and the head, which is on a ball joint. Now, they did a great job with like the frills on the back of his head there. I thought that looked really nice. They're sort of a rubbery plastic, so you don't really have to worry about them breaking off, which is nice. The head sculpt looks great. Great job with the eyes there, the sort of silvery look. I love that. The antennas are also slightly flexible. Antennae, I'm not sure how you say that. But either way, they did a great job with this figure. A lot of really cool poses you can do with him. And for being kind of a throwaway character, like I said, I was really surprised at how much love he got. So this is a very, very cool figure. Though probably not the most impressive of the line, he's definitely a great addition. Up next, we've got Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia in her slave outfit. And they did a great job with the face sculpt on this one. Really love the amount of detailing on it. They did a great job kind of hiding some of the articulation points, like the torso point there, the flexibility on the wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Very nice there. Also has the double jointed knees, ankle, upper hip, and waist articulation there. Really, really cool figure. The chain on her neck that is kind of free-flowing. It's not sculpted on, which is nice. So you can reposition that, put it behind her, put it in front. Works out nicely. Very simple as far as construction goes. I really thought it was nice that they did the cloth for this part of her wardrobe there. Overall, doesn't come with a ton of accessories, but really, really nice detailing on this figure for a slave Leia. Taking a look at Han Solo now. They did a great job with the costuming on this one. Really, really impressed. I really loved how they did the holster as a separate piece. This actually detaches, and you can replace it with this Stormtrooper utility belt with the holster and a Imperial blaster there. Also comes with additional hands. I have attached the gloved hands that he uses when he's piloting in the Falcon. They also come with these regular hands. Not that impressive, but I thought it was cool that they included the gloved hands on the figure. Really love the way those looked with the black on yellow like that. So I definitely think those are a really cool choice for this release. So overall, thought it was cool that they had the separate vest there, not molded on. It's a separate piece, sort of a rubbery plastic as well. Comes with his iconic blaster, which fits nicely in the holster there. The likeness on this one, it's not a whole lot like Harrison Ford, but it's pretty close for a 7-inch figure. Pretty close. So overall has the same articulation as the other figures, but this one definitely comes with the most as far as accessories goes. I really thought it was cool that they included the Imperial Stormtrooper utility belt with the blaster and everything. Very, very nice as far as detailing goes, and I really loved what they did with this Han Solo release. And lastly, we've got my favorite Mandalorian bounty hunter, Boba Fett. This guy has a ton of articulation and is, like I said, by far the best Boba Fett 7-inch scale figure that I've ever seen. They did a great job with the accessories on this one. His iconic rifle there. And then his smaller blaster. And then the smaller blaster actually fits into his holster right there. The jetpack has some really nice detailing on it as well. Comes separately in the package. I'd take it off, but once you get it kind of clicked in place, it doesn't really lock into place, but it's kind of a bitch to get off, so I didn't want to break the figure for the review, so I just kind of left it on there. But really nice detailing on there. Really love that they had the fabric cape on the back there. He has the Wookiee braids from the, I think they're Wookiee scalps, on his shoulder there. He's got the insignia right there. Articulation is the same. Has ankle double jointed knees, which I thought was kind of surprising with the padded knees there, but it's still double jointed. Upper hips, and then the hip articulation there. Articulation kind of ratchets on the torso here, which I thought was interesting, but it does have waist articulation. And then the head, which rotates left and right and then tilts up and down. It's not a ball joint, I don't think. Actually, I think it is a ball joint. Yeah. It's kind of hidden by the helmet there. But the one thing that kind of surprised me, it's not a huge deterring factor for this figure, but the antenna doesn't flip down on his helmet there. Because in the film, if you remember, this flips down and it's got a little like readout thing that he can view on that antenna portion there. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they didn't include that. But overall, I will say it's very sturdy. That's one of the things, and maybe this is just me being a little anal retentive about Boba Fett figures, but I noticed that this part gets bent very easily in packaging, and that drives me nuts. This is actually very solid, and it's not going to snap off. I mean, it'll probably snap off if it took a big drop, but overall, as far as ordering one and having it in package, it's not going to come warped or bent, so you're not going to have that weird bent antenna look on Boba Fett, which is really, really helpful with this figure. So overall, I really love the attention to detail on this. The helmet, oh, pop the camera there. Give you kind of a closer look at the helmet there. A lot of really fine detailing on that. And I really liked how far you can actually tilt down the head so you can get that kind of iconic Boba Fett glare that he does. Very, very cool looking. So, definitely my favorite out of this series. I don't know, I just wasn't expecting a whole lot when I heard that they were going to be releasing a Boba Fett for this series. I thought it was going to be kind of I don't know, something more along the lines of the Kenner figure. But like I said, I've just been blown away with each of these figures. So I was pleasantly surprised at how well they constructed this specific figure. So as you can see, I've been absolutely in awe of what Hasbro has done with their Star Wars Black Series line. The amount that they've invested in each of these characters really shows with the final product. These are quality figures that have a lot of fantastic amount of detail to each of them. And frankly, I've just been really impressed with how Hasbro has approached this Series 2 release. It'll be amazing to see what they do with the Series 3 7-inch line. So I'm really, really excited to see what they come up with for that release. So for this specific set, I picked these guys up off of Lindsay'sToyRoom.com, and I got them for $85 plus shipping and handling. And actually, you know what? For those of you that have stuck around this long into the review, bravo, for starters. But secondly, Lindsay's Toy Room actually gave me a special promotional code to give you guys with this specific review. So if you look down in the description of this video, there will be a special promotional code to get you $5 off the Star Wars Black Series line. Now that is for a full set, and that goes for the 3-inch scale figures, the 7-inch scale figure sets, and that can be applied to either of them. So if you want to pick up this set with $5 off at Lindsay'sToyRoom.com, I would definitely encourage you guys to check it out. So that's about it for this review. If you have any questions about the figures, just leave them in the comments below, and check out some of my other reviews, including the Star Wars Black Series 1 review that I did recently. And definitely check those out. They're fantastic figures. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.